cast in a game. Let's talk about it.
All right, well, let's make this last game a banger then.
Yes.
Vitality.Bee taking on GamersOrigin. Now, favoring Vitality.Bee in this particular match, as we've already touted them as one of the kind of the top 3 teams in this little bit of a race towards the top as we begin our second round robin. With the bans already completed, Twisted Fate is the first pick for Diplex.
And that's pretty interesting. I actually made a particular note, I think it was 2 weeks ago, saying after a Vitality.Bee game, I wrote, Diplex got Twisted Fate for the first and last time. I assumed so because of how broken this guy is on the pick. He's actually very, very impactful across the map, in and out of lane. So I think that's a really strong start here for Vitality.Bee. And the Ezreal Karma to answer the Ophelio. So you're expecting usually, after you prioritize the jungler, since Thresh is not banned still on the board, that they would go for that here. And they still can. It will be a tough laning phase if they do, but it's still a very powerful combination overall, and they're likely going to get pressured a good amount here. So it's going to be tough. Maybe they end up holding on to their support pick, but it's looking like the answer is no. They're thinking about the Leona or the Nautilus. I kind of like the Nautilus in this particular instance just because we all know the hitbox of that dredge line, and because Karma is a very speedy individual, it will help to be able to kind of hook them and just hold them down.
Also, when you're playing a Leona, you have a lot of crowd control, but none of it is point and click like Death Stars from Nautilus. And against someone like an Ezreal as well, who's very slippery to the Arcane Shift, Nautilus just has to walk up and say, all right, point, click, stop. You're sitting down. Enough of this blinking, like, you gotta chill it out. You're going to get locked down, and we're going to lay down the damage. But now, GamersOrigin, they have to determine their solo lanes, whereas Vitality.Bee, still looking for a jungler for Skeens, still looking for a top laner. Viego, Xin Zhao, taken off the table.
Right. The thing is, though, we've seen Skeens play other things. He is the Poppy. They're taking away respect for Vizichachi, even though he's run that in the jungle. The Trundle is still available, too, and it's something we've seen him pull out in past weeks. And I think that would end up being a strong pick just because of the fact that, I mean, you're looking into the Nautilus. You often goes for the Aftershock, and Trundle loves Aftershock champions because of that Subjugate. And obviously, you have a lot of early game pressure as well. It'll be great for making catch-outs with the Twisted Fate gold card as well. But instead, we're actually going to hold on to... we're going to see the Zoe pick come through from Ronaldo. This is something we were talking about yesterday, just because I think Ronaldo plays Zoe pretty uniquely compared to other mid laners I've seen play the champion. It is more about zoning. And even though you don't always end up getting the kills, you end up getting yourselves in really good positions for these team fights.
Nice thing about Zoe as well is that, even you said before, even if you don't kill them, chunking them out with a Paddle Star, it's very traditional to how poke compositions work in the past. It's not about the kills necessarily, it's about the pressure that you are buying with some things obnoxious like in the past Nidalee Spears, right? You in a siege situation, you force them out of tower, boom, you got damage on the turret or you take it down.
I like it.
You do it before the objective as well. And now, not only Vitality.Bee, they lock in this Hecarim for Skeens, who's going to have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to clearing and outpacing the Lee Sin, which puts more pressure on Kareem to dip into, you know, pressuring these lanes early. But now you have this Gnar that is answered by one of Chachi's most famous picks. It's not necessarily the Poppy since it was already banned, but the Kennen, if you think back to the days of Unicorns of Love with Chachi, oh man, this is a legacy pick as well. Slicing Maelstrom flanks are going to be the key. But we know that it's not necessarily reflected in how much early pressure Kareem can get on the Lee Sin, but it goes to show that how little times where the early pressure is translated into sizable mid-game advantages, and Kareem just doesn't get to have the same impact in the later fights as he does in the early game. And a lot of it comes down to, as like you said, pressure. But can Kareem translate pressure into kills, into actionable advantages that GamersOrigin can accelerate and snowball off of?
That is going to be the question here. We start off our final game of the day. Most interesting Keystone choice, I think. is going to be that Predator for
Oh, baby.
Vizichachi. I do like it, because we talk about, look, there is no shortage of damage in Gamers Origin's composition. You got the Zoe, you got the Aphelios, and let's be real, even with this, Kennen is going to be doing a lot of damage later on. You can see Jack Troll taking the exhaust because, I mean, there's Kennen on the other side. You have to. So, I mean, having that just so you can set up those slicing maelstroms, any move speed, any ability to get in close is welcome.
Oh, I like this from Skeens. He actually started Wolves first. Starting Wolves is something that not a lot of junglers do that often. As Jack Troll getting routed up by that dredge line, forced immediately to exhaust Smiley so they don't get a sizable health advantage. This allows Skeens to actually not only solo clear the top side of the map, but because you get access to your W level 2, you can do both blue buff and Gromp at the same time. And so this allows you to fully eviscerate your top side of the map very fast. And you already see that the Hecarim AoE clear speed giving him a huge advantage is now he'll be able to just melt through the bottom side AoE camps just as fast.
We have already Kareem going for an early angle here. Diplex did spot him on the ward. They're expecting the gank to come through, but the wave is just in time. Oh, pain.
Yeah, thanks to that early ward, you already called it out. Diplex not in any real danger, doesn't have to burn any summoner spells, maybe gives up 1 or 2 CS. Not going to be the end of the world. I like the angle that Kareem had, just trying to change up the pathing, because you normally don't expect a Lee Sin to gank without red buff, especially coming from the blue side of the map. But because it was spotted out, Kareem doesn't get much value off of it, and it allows Skeens, who is committed to the Sigma male grind set of just farming out camps as a jungler, going to be insanely ahead in terms of tempo.
There it is, Kareem. He's going to go for that Scuttle Crab as he's only cleared 3 camps before that moment. The outpacing you're speaking of is already coming true, but because of the ward, the angle Sigenda was expecting Kareem to come through. I actually think Kareem got through unnoticed, so there actually might be a pretty solid gank angle on this top side of the map here, and there it is, baby.
Oh,
nice.
Vizichachi flashing to close the distance, lands the stun down, and they know that there's no way out, not going to burn the flash. First blood to Chachi.
That's what we like to see, not letting the Gnar have that free laning phase this time around. It's going to get punished. You are going to have that TP forced. It's going to be an easy push of this wave here, and Kareem can actually, if Shigenda does not respect, might be in trouble. Oh, there's a problem, though.
Oh, he's trying to hold the wave as long as he can. Sonic Wave connects. Kareem is going to dive under tower.
Oh, that's a double!
Is here, and Shigenda still survives under the tower. Oh, that is disaster for Gamers Origin. They tried to take that advantage and push it even further. I respect the attempt,
I do
but
too.
Skeens is too quick on the rotation. He makes a great punish.
Yeah, really nice read there from Skeens to go and stop that second play, because had that gone through, Shigenda's laning phase would have been over. It would have been doomed. He would have lost so much XP and gold as a result with no TP to come back to lane. But because Skeens knew that, he ends up preventing this loss from coming through, and now it ends up being 1 kill apiece for the top jungle of Vitality.Bee, and you're seeing the bottom lane poke go about as well as you could expect here for this Ezreal Karma. Now Engine Wave, though, he has to walk up.
Okay, flash forward from Njov. Kareem still has flash available as well. Exhaust comes out, but it's not going to stop the damage from taking out Jeskla.
So it does end up being that 1-for-1, but it does benefit, I think, Gamers Origin just a little bit, because Smiley's still going to be here, still going to be able to collect this golden XP, and Jeskla has to walk his way back as Kareem helps escort this wave. But in doing so, Kareem does forfeit his Raptors on the top side, as you can see Skeens going for that steal. This is kind of what we expect, those Skeens. Not going to do a whole lot till that Onslaught of Shadows comes through, of course, barring the top lane play that he made. Meaning that Kareem has to continue these efforts on the map so that he can try to get some of these advantages, whether it's pressure, whether it's straight up kills for Gamers Origin.
There's a lot burned in the top lane dive. Chachi still able to reap the benefits of the first blood. Just unfortunately, that advantage that had they been able to successfully get that crash in And whether they get a dive out, that would have been a huge advantage, and Shienda would have been thoroughly out of the game. But because Skeens answers back, they know that he wants to be on the top side of the map once again, and they will have a numbers advantage for this. Oh, Kareem, cheeky steal with the smite away from the horse. Skeens will not be in any danger, but feeling less like a horse, more like a sheep, if you get what I drift.
So I like this move too from Enjoy support, who we highlight quite a bit in the league rather. A lot of the wins GamersOrigin have is on his what's becoming a famous Alistar, where he is nuts on the champion, but it's not just that, he is performing well on the Nautilus and has before here. And this is the thing too with Enchanter supports, although you do really well in lane, you have less than an ability to impact other areas of the map, but we don't see a lot of support roams tops, so they can find a lot of value if set up correctly, and that's what we were seeing Enjoy trying to do.
Oh, Chachi, the Predator tech. Even without Flash, he closed a lot of the distance, but thanks to that control ward, Shienda is able to spot out the ruse that was about to be pulled over him. Does not go down or have to burn any significant spells. Meanwhile, Vitality.Bee pushing into this bottom lane. They have a level 6 advantage over Smiley and Anja. So no death charge available, but Skeens doesn't feel that confident to pull the trigger quite yet.
It's tough. You see the vision. He knows he spotted out. Plus, Ronaldo actually spent some time in fog as well, which made him unsure whether or not the Zoe was on the move. They probably now know he recalled, but still, that hesitation that gave enough time for Kareem to show up on this bottom side of the map, making it so that the dive wouldn't come through. And I think that's a big deal, because that dive would have been brutal for Smiley and Enjoy. They would have lost so much gold and XP. They are only slightly behind now that you see them clear out this wave. Still, you don't want to fall too far behind just because Smiley is going to be a big damage. Wow, I thought he had that too. Smiley's going to be a big damage dealer later on in the game alongside Ronaldo. So even though Kareem doesn't get to farm as fast as Skeens, I think, one, Skeens isn't as far ahead as we may expect on a Hecarim, just because of how much time he spent in lanes like you were talking about, but also the fact that Kareem's been able to do so much for his laners as a result. Yeah, the top lane play didn't really pan out the way they want to, but I think ultimately Vizichachi's still ahead because of the CS lead he has, and the fact that he was able to keep Smiley in the game is a big deal.
Ghost popped by Skeens.
Nice
Kareem still has Dragon's Rage, kicks Shienda right into the Slicing Maelstrom, but Diplex is here. You gotta be careful when Destiny is on the table. Diplex turns it around.
Oh, hello!
Oh, True Shot Barrage comes through. Oh, Chachi was so close to taking out Shienda. But Jeskla from across the map is able to contribute and make sure that his teammates don't go down.
And I really respect the attempts there from Vizichachi. I think he knows he's dead, even if he flashes away, so he's hoping he can go 1-for-1, but it's a nice play coming through from Skeens, and honestly, with help from the True Shot Barrage from Jeskla. Another player we are keeping our eyes on. Jeskla, Jack Troll, really strong bot lane duo. Oh my god, I held my breath for a second. And they have been able to perform really well in these 2v2s, and of course in team fights. You're seeing the former right there.
Once again, seeing this replay kick out. Kareem tries to isolate Skeens and Shienda so that he can't get on top of it, but because Diplex shows up with Destiny, turns the whole situation on its head.
That's the big thing you always have to worry about when you're making plays, especially so close to a TF. It's like you're real bold for someone who's in Destiny range, and unfortunately, they end up getting punished for it here, and more kills go over to Vitality.Bee, and this is kind of what we were worried about. The way this matchup went last time between these teams was Vitality.Bee always having the answers. It's not as true this time around, but more often than not, Vitality.Bee are getting the read. Smiley.
Oh, gone.
He's a flash.
Oh, that's both Summoner spells burned by Smiley, courtesy of Jeskla just simply walking up.
Wow, really, really smart from Smiley to respect the fact that he's not allowed to back anywhere close to that tier 1 turret. Jack Troll, of course, making sure that he knows his place, and now, I think now he's just being annoying.
You're being a nuisance. You're being bullied around by Karma. However, Anja, maybe letting Jack Troll think that he has the safety here, but now that there's Skeens here, the numbers advantage from Kareem suddenly no longer holds as much merit. They get out of the jungle, and so far it's almost 4 turret plates being secured by Jessica, which facilitates this Essence Reaver being picked up. It is our first major item in the game completed by anyone.
True.
And right now it's a 2,000 gold lead as we're heading into 12 minutes. No one has taken the dragon. Rift Herald was secured just earlier.
Kareem does have that eye. He can hopefully do something with here. He's been spending a lot of time top lane there for Vizichachi. That could be something to look for. Just unlock this cannon on the map and allow him to move easier and set up better for some of these plays with that slicing maelstrom is an option. I mean, if you manage to make a successful play on the bottom side, I think that would be super great for GamersOrigin, just because this Aphelios has been, Smiley's been doing all right, all things considered. A lot of pressure. This is a hard 2v2 to play for. And he isn't too far behind. You get him some turret plates, maybe you break open that turret. Smiley's back in the game, Mark, and this gold lead isn't as big a deal anymore.
This is Chachi with the Predator Rune, locks down Shienda with the Slicing Maelstrom, but Shienda flashes just before the Sonic Wave connects. No kill opportunity to be secured by GamersOrigin, just a flash.
And I like the call to back it up. They know Chachi is too low in health, so it is something they aren't going to try and pursue right now. Vitality.Bee, though, still in a strong position where they are constantly pressuring bottom, where Shigenda has been doing a fantastic job of absorbing all this pressure. How many times has Kareem shown up top lane, Mark? It must be a handful of times now, and he has only died one time. He's actually ahead in CS just a little bit, and he has to play some way.
And look at that dredge line. No matter how far you get away, you still cannot outrun it. Ronaldo flashing or attempting to pick up a flash forward. Beautiful Sleepy Trouble Bubble sets up a kill for Smiley, his second of the game, despite being pushed in and almost losing the tower. GamersOrigin now going to be able to answer with their Rift Herald crash. They should be looking for first brick with their numbers advantage. Diplex roaming down with Destiny.
Oh, the kick!
Dragon's Rage is beautiful from Kareem! It sends Jessica back to the Shadow Realm. Diplex, even with the Destiny Roan, cannot salvage the situation, and GamersOrigin explode on the map.
Beautifully played there from GamersOrigin, especially Ronaldo. This is what I mean, and I hope we'll see it in the replay when I talk about how Zoe's a little different from what I'm used to seeing here. But overall, usually it's the TF we see who moves around the map, but this time Ronaldo says, I can roam too, as he skips his way down to the bottom lane to set up a beautiful play. GamersOrigin find themselves now at only a 1,000 deficit, and we're going to see the start of it. First, it starts with the dredge line, Jack Troll. Moving a little too close here as that hook comes through. And of course, Ronaldo being able to pick up that Shurelya's, because Spell Thief is a very cool ability, is able to set up this kill. But what I'm looking for more is what happens after when we see the Rift Herald come through. A lot of Zoe players, they try and get the bubble first, they want the double damage, and they want to go for the one-shot. Ronaldo, though, he's just going to throw the Paddle Star, and he's just going to go for the bubble after. What does that mean? You can't actually participate in this fight, best case, and worst case, a big nightmare horse gets kicked into you, and you die before you can actually do anything.
And you could see that Skeens, he was trying to body block the Sonic Wave from connecting. However, Kareem thinks one step ahead and says, yo, you're just a big bowling ball that I can hit Jessica with thanks to the kick. And that is always the sign of a Lee Sin player that is more on the higher state of playing and thinking. Because a lot of times, Lee Sins, when they want to go for something flashy, they always think, oh man, I gotta go for the crazy insect. I gotta go for the Warthog kick flash play. But they never think, dude, I just kicked this big health stacking opponent into the backline, and it's just as effective.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. But you're absolutely correct. It's not always about the insects. I know we were watching the video last night on the history of that tech, but Kareem managing to find really nice play there in that last fight. Yeah, you lose the dragon to Vitality.Bee, but I like this because the dragon has been so delayed that GamersOrigin say, yeah, whatever, we don't care. We're going to rotate everyone to this top side of the match. Sorry, Chachi, You're on weak side for the moment here, but what does that mean? More gold for this Aphelios, who's really starting to come online here. We were talking about how Jeskla was the first one to complete an item. Well, now Smiley has his legendary good to go and is caught up in terms of gold value here. So there's a lot of team fight power now in GamersOrigin side. So now when this Baron comes up in a couple minutes, I'm not saying anyone's going to try and start it early or anything, but who knows? You could set up some very cheeky plays. If Aphelios does a lot of DPS, if he has the right guns, maybe they can go for an early one, Mark. There, I said it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds spicy.
I know, wouldn't it be cool?
It would be fantastic. And I think if you're GamersOrigin, you want to push the tempo, because this is... Now, not to say that this team gets outscaled, because Zoe will always be a threat. Aphelios will always be a threat. But you're going to be playing into a range disadvantage at some point, you know, when you're not at least operating with walls for Ronaldo to look for long-range sleepy trouble bubbles or paddle stars over the walls, right? Skeens is going to become a bigger and a more durable front line. And he can always threaten the backline of Smiley and Ronaldo because they don't have strong ways of being able to disengage from a horse just rampaging into the shit, just like this. In fact, Chachi is the one that is going to suffer at the hands of Vitality.Bee. Skeens should have the movement speed to get one more rampage stack. Chachi goes down. GamersOrigin will be able to trade back, though, thanks to the Rift Herald on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it is a nice punish. You know everyone on GamersOrigin are on that side of the map. Uh-oh.
Gold card is available, but Anja making sure that he can stun up Diplex before he gets a chance to punish Ronaldo.
TP.
Looking for the paddle star. Sonic Wave from Kareem. He's very deep in between two turrets and just does not get a chance to equalize. And now the rest of the GamersOrigin, they're on the run. Chachi still down from the previous skirmish. Ronaldo has nowhere else to go, has already used his real flash, and it's easy for Skeens to run him over.
Wow, really nice move over from Skeens coming through here, and Vitality.Bee find an excellent fight. They know how aggressive Ronaldo has been getting now. He's starting to come online on the Zoe, so they punish it with the Everfrost. After you see that portal jump come through, Ronaldo had to use the stopwatch. You find yourselves in a rough position where Vitality.Bee say, okay, this is it. This is where we move in here. So it's a nice bait, keeping an eye on how Ronaldo has been playing and taking advantage of that here. And it's gotten them a startling lead all of a sudden. And you talked about it, range is going to be a problem here for GamersOrigin. Well, being 4K gold doesn't make that, being 4K gold down doesn't make that any easier here. And now, because Skeens is online, this Nightmare Horse is 2 items now with that Frozen Heart coming through, means he's going to be very difficult to take down just because Hecarim's a very fast champion. He's actually particularly difficult to hit as a Zoe, especially when he is using that, that E that really speeds him up. So the Frozen Heart means all that extra armor. It's going to be difficult for the rest of GamersOrigin to take him down when he goes for the backline.
Little of a compensation prize is, or condolence. No, that's not the word. I think
consolation.
Consolation. Thank you. Gosh, I speak for a living, by the way.
Right? I say that every time.
Sometimes we have to go hit the books in the dictionary and the thesaurus and be like, what is this word again that we're looking for? Yes, the consolation prize. GamersOrigin open up the map a little bit more thanks to the Rift Herald play onto the Tier 1 mid turret. This will allow them to gain control as they are pushing through the jungle quadrants currently on the top side of the map. The wave is pushed in. Diplex will catch it, whereas Chachi is catching the wave through the bottom side of the map. The next dragon, next set play, is coming in 45 seconds. As you noted before, because it was delayed for so long, we're not hitting Soul Point anytime soon, and we still don't know what Soul it's going to be since this is only the second dragon of the game.
Right, I mean, it's guaranteed to be a powerful one just because the only thing left is Hextech, Ocean, or Infernal. So although Dragon Soul, right? Although Dragon Soul won't actually be available for Vitality.Bee till about 31 minutes, assuming they take this dragon on spawn. It's going to be a while until we actually get there. And for the moment, GamersOrigin seeming like they are concerned with that possibility because you see them all on this bottom side of the map, clearing things out, setting up vision. They actually have a good amount of vision on both sides of the map here, and you can see it. Elder, or rather Baron, won't be started without GamersOrigin noticing, and Vitality.Bee can't set up. Oh, wait, hold that thought.
Oh, God.
What is that speed?
They pop the Shurelias with Jack Troll, and Skeens goes running in. However, A little overestimation from Vitality.Bee because Sienda did not even get a chance to go Mega there. The rest of GamersOrigin had him locked down dead to rights, and then Vitality.Bee, unfortunately, might have been a little bit of a debate to Sienda thinking, okay, guys, we're going for this tower dive, and then suddenly it was no longer the case.
I think that's what the reset was for. You know this side of the map is dark for Vitality.Bee, and you know they shouldn't care about Dragon Soul because of how long it will actually take them to achieve it. So you think to yourself, oh, okay, why don't we set up all this vision, make them think we're doing Dragon on spawn, but when they dive top, guess who's going to show up? GamersOrigin, baby! And they end up getting a really nice punish off that, and that's great because we talked about it last time these teams met. GamersOrigin. Every play was matched and overcome by Vitality.Bee, so it's nice to see GamersOrigin able to, well, come with some cheeky plays of their own.
And we are going to be Portal Gaming this time around to beat down.
Love it.
Which is my favorite.
It's mine too, actually.
Yeah. Because when you have the introduction of portals, you have creative ways of being able to flank if there's no vision control set up defensively around these portals.
Right, and it's so... We've seen a lot of it happen, particularly with supports, but this time, in this game in particular, someone like Skeens could make it happen. Shigenda, visit Chachi on this, I almost said Poppy, but I meant Cannon, because that would also be extremely valuable here. There's a lot of options with these Hex Gates. Now, of course, the Soul is immensely powerful, so if we get to that point in the game, whoever gets it will have a very, very powerful advantage. But for the moment here, it's not really like up for discussion necessarily. We may not even get that far. The thing now is the Baron and defending this top turret. Oh my God!
They see Smiley on vision. The destiny pops up and his fate has been decided. It is back to the fountain for you, Smiley. GamersOrigin now on the run. Ronaldo trying to get away, but you cannot get away from the Mini-Gnar, who has all the movement speed in the world thanks to the passive. They're using the portals to try to get out, but they are right hot on Anja's trails. Everfrost into the red card will lock him down. Anja has no flash. He's trying to Spider-Man his way out of this one, but a gold card. Once again, the lockdown. It will take a while, but he is not getting out with his life. He's not getting out. There's no way.
No, it's not possible. Just buying a lot of time.
As we turn our attention towards the Baron, this is the real story right now. Finally, Anja goes down. Diplex will now rotate on over. Teleport is coming in, so Diplex can just be closer to the scene of the fight. Kareem trying to get into the Baron pit, but he's being gatekept by the members of the solo laners. Chachi looking for revenge, forcing Diplex to flash away. And now Ronaldo, he's also... Oh, goodness gracious. Ronaldo's like, you can't stay that long, buddy. But the Baron has been secured for Vitality.Bee.
The damage is done. Vitality.Bee off an excellent pick in the mid lane. Smiley. It's very dangerous to be in the mid lane against Karma Hecarim. That speed is immense when you have that E stacking up his movement speed. Of course, the shield coming through from the Karma and the Ghost as well. I'm going to keep calling it the Nightmare Horse because that is so scary to just watch him sprint down and run down the 80 carry like that. And that pickoff gets the Baron, gets Vitality.Bee a really strong lead. And this is more or less the danger of Vitality.Bee's composition. The fact is, if Hecarim is on your screen, you're in trouble. How are you going to defend is the question. GamersOrigin, the answer is simply they have to start these fights. They can't let Vitality.Bee actually find the angle here. We're going to see the replay of Kareem doing his best to try and threaten the steal. You can see it. Shigenda is playing a lot of interference here with the Mega-Gnar. And even though he doesn't necessarily get to stop them fully, you see that TP come through. You see Jeskla over the wall. It means Kareem, he can't actually do anything. But the TP is maybe a little too over-eager from Diplex.
You know, he was limit testing there. It was just kind of an Alpha Chad maneuver where he is, as a Twisted Fate, you don't really do this much damage when you're only on Everfrost and Rapid Fire. And then, of course, the Zhonya's Hourglass means that you're really just utility. But I appreciate the notion that Diplex is just saying, hey, you can't walk in here. This jungle isn't yours. He realizes solely that the jungle is no longer his after Ronaldo routes him out. But the job has been done. You can see the Baron waves have already been prepped in the top and mid lane. GamersOrigin have to pick and choose which one will fall and which one they can defend successfully, because with the way this is building up, they cannot defend both. One will fall.
It's tough. This wave isn't too big, so you can see them looking for the angle to go in. GamersOrigin do have a chance. Vizichachi threatening that slicing Maelstrom, and I think it's just coming off of cooldown. And he has the flash available too. There could be a monumental play available for GamersOrigin. Are they actually going to go for it here? They know Mega Gnar is expiring. I think they look. They should look.
Yeah, Predator, pop it. Vizichachi, you have flash available, but the inhibitor, the damage has already been done. And so GamersOrigin saying there's nothing to fight over, there's nothing left to defend through the top side of the map. They let the opportunity go.
Tough call to make. Of course, if you end up getting turned on and lose the fight, you do lose the game, but I was saying this before, GamersOrigin, they have to try to do something.
Def charge onto Diplex, but no damage follow-up. Ronaldo on the side. Vizichachi now looking for the flank. Has flash available. Slicing
a lot of damage.
2. They get 3. Jeskla has been routed off. He's down. That's one of the damage dealers, but you still have to deal with Skeens, and he's rampaging on this horse right now. Ronaldo's trying to route them off in the mid lane, but Vitality.Bee can just say, listen, your base is exposed, buddy, so I could give less of a damn what you're doing in the back line, because we've already taken moments of your base.
There's 2 inhibitors down now. Vitality.Bee continue to expand the gold lead, and they're going to get their second dragon again. No soul for a while. So it means GamersOrigin don't necessarily have to worry about that. They just have to worry about the supers pushing in mid and top. And I question the fight that they end up going for, just because I think the angle they had top was a lot better. But instead, Enjawave goes for the hook, gets punished, and despite GamersOrigin's best efforts, particularly Vizichachi and Ronaldo, wasn't enough to save that middle inhibitor. And again, it just keeps showing us that GamersOrigin have to be the ones to pull the trigger with somebody like Enjawave, with somebody like Vizichachi. Of course, both need to be ready to go in these situations for it to work, and the fact that you're down 9k gold certainly doesn't help either. So at this point, GamersOrigin, they're going to need to make this happen soon if they find that angle. Otherwise, Vitality.Bee will once again pick somebody off with Skeens and that speed boost that he gets from the Karma, and it's just going to be GG.
God, he's so fast.
I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
You know who also doesn't like it? Smiley.
Yeah. I mean, to his credit, he's only died once this game, but that death did end up being very impactful.
I mean, it's just so hard for Smiley to actually play this game because Skeens got so far ahead on the Hecarim. There's no sufficient amount of peel that GamersOrigin can look for, because otherwise you have to have Vizichachi sit in the backlines and use Slicing Maelstrom defensively as a peel tool. But Vizichachi trying to find a pick opportunity.
No, he has fire, but...
I don't know, man.
I hope we get like a replay or something there, because I think we saw the Destiny come through and then Vizichachi TP'd, which I don't like because you have vision over the TP, so it's easy for Diplex to hold it down while the rest of the team comes through here. Either way, no ult, no cannon for 30 seconds as the last inhib is about to fall.
Didn't see how the whole thing played out, but now it makes sense. Chachi probably was looking for a desperation attempt to sneak behind enemy lines, but the Destiny spots it out, is able to round him off, and so Chachi is forced to use his engage. And now there's nothing that GamersOrigin can realistically do to find a way to knock up multiple members. I mean, Def Charge finds 2, but you have to look for Jeskla. You have to look for Skeens to prevent them from just running down multiple members of your team. Kareem on the run, forced to flash away. Skeens looking for the devastating charge. He's gone. Lee Sin bites the dust, goes back to the fountain. GamersOrigin do find a pick onto Diplex, though. And despite multiple super minions coming in through all lanes, Jeskla on the run. Smiley putting in a lot of damage thanks to the green gun, giving him the extended range. Forced to walk up. Chachi is back from the grave, looking for ways that he can contribute to this fight. Ronaldo, though, is taken down. True Shot Barrage does so much damage in the back line, and it forces Smiley and Chachi back to the fountain. They have to regen, but they also have to defend the remaining parts of the base. It's just the Nexus. There's so many minions that are pouring in. Chachi, Slicing Maelstrom finds Jeskla, and it's going to force Skeens away. And a portal. Chachi looking to round off the horse right now. Can he get him? The last cone over the wall. Okay.
Can we talk about that?
The Skeens wants to play this. He can smite off the minions
he
here.
has
Oh no,
ulti.
Chachi, run! That horse is too big.
Wow, but somehow, some way, GamersOrigin hold on just a little bit longer, but they have 3 inhibitors down. They have double supers coming from every lane. Their only saving grace is 20 seconds away from the bottom lane of Vitality.Bee. Jack Troll and Jeskla still in the fountain on gray screen at the moment here. And okay, top inhib does respawn, which is a big deal. So the double supers are over now as quickly as they started. So it's going to be tough. It is a lot of gold and XP in GamersOrigin's favor, which is nice. But the question is, or not even the question, the problem is Vitality.Bee are just going to take this Baron and do the exact same thing again. But with Nexus exposed, with all the inhibs exposed, it's certainly going to be GG, well played, unless GamersOrigin go in deep like we keep talking. Mark, they need to make the play happen. Vizichachi has to find a big ult play.
Teleport is coming back up for Chachi. He won't have flash. Predator is also always available, but it's so damn hard for GamersOrigin at this point to reliably get vision outside of the base so that they can look for those flanks. You already see Vitality.Bee with the wards that were placed on the outskirts of the base. They make sure they check through with sweepers. They take out any remaining vision. So there's no wards that Chachi can teleport to. He would have to rely on using the portal while not in vision of Vitality.Bee and then get through it. It is a very tall task, and Vitality.Bee, they are very much on the cusp of closing this game out. No Nexus turrets available. Inhibitors are respawning just for Vitality.Bee to knock them down once again.
It's tough. The wave clear is really there, but it's so hard with the Baron buff in tow for Vitality.Bee. Another inhib is going to fall. The bottom one should maybe come up soon. They're just going to all in for this last one.
And look at this, Diplex preemptively popping the Destiny just in case Chachi was looking for a teleport flank. They have to deal with Super Minions coming through the bottom side. Chachi pops the Slicing Maelstrom, but Shienda just tears right through him, doesn't even care about the damage. Vitality.Bee, back and forth game. Some early movements from GamersOrigin, just once again not enough to take